He's got a update to his vampire deck for us. So yeah, I'll just pass it off to him.
Alright, so before I begin, I'd like to say I only have one copy of this. This one's proxied in for this. Run 2. You're going to want them. And this is a 46 card deck. I'm still trying to figure out how to cut it back down to 40, or if it even needs to be at 40 with how much searching this deck does. But anyways, I built Vampire Zombies. It works. Seeing how everything in your main deck's a vampire monster, you set up Rivalry of Warlords. It makes you're just playing out of your main deck, and they're not playing at all. So to begin, 2 Vampire Familiar searches vampire monsters, which you're going to search Fraulein or Sheridan if you're in a bad situation. 2 Retainer searches the counter trap, which I'm running at 2. It searches Domain or Awakening, so depending on what you need for whichever situation. 2 Fraulein. It's everything in the main deck is zombie. Just run the damn Fraulein and just do it. And then 1 Sheridan. You really only go into this with Awakening, or if you do draw into it, it's more to bring like either a familiar back to get a Fraulein, or maybe a Retainer if you need an extra counter trap or whatever. So it's just kind of an extender at times, but it depends on how you use it. Play it as you wish. Next, into the zombie engine. I run 2 Bloom. Really glad I am now, because 1 wasn't enough and 3 was way too many. Way too many. These guys are great because if you have Zombie World on the field and you send these guys with like Uni-Zombie, their effect kicks in and gives you a free Bordeldrock or a free Fraulein depending on how you need it. And even if you don't have it, you can still search out the Fraulein or the Sheridan to continue your plays. So this card actually works really well with the Vampire deck. Next, I run 2 Banshee. It's just pretty much more terraforming and protection for your field spell if you need it. That's pretty much it. I usually send it off of Uni-Zombie if it's in my hand or in my graveyard or in my deck. By the way, if you have one of these in hand and one of these in deck, and you get a way to get to Uni-Zombie, you can still get a Bordeldrock turn 1, which it's a zombie deck you're still going to want to be doing. Speaking of, 2 Bordeldrock. I was running 1, but Called by the Grave. That's all I got to say, is Called by the Grave. That's it for that. And then next, 2 Solitaire. Don't need it as much as I thought I did. I might go 3 and 2, but I'm tinkering, so bear with me on that one. Player preference. 3 Uni-Zombie and then 3 Mizuki. If you've watched any of my videos before, you understand how this entire combo works with all these cards. And that's it for those, and then I only run 3 hand traps, 3 Ash. It's a zombie as well. You still get your effects off. You can actually chain Bordeldrock with this card to banish something. So it's pretty handy, to be completely honest. So do I for the right price. 3 Zombie World. It's a zombie deck, and the lock between Zombie World and Rivalry of Warlords is still too good to pass up.
Zombie World is garbage.
So are you. Next, 1 Terraforming, get to Zombie World. And then that's pretty much it for that. Next is 2 Domain. The life point gain is kind of helpful, but at the same time I'm mainly going for the extra normal summon. And, you know, with this on the field with Fraulein as well, it still kind of nets out, so you're not taking too much damage off Fraulein while still getting that big booty attack. And then 1 Desire. It's pretty much a second Foolish Burial or a Monster Reborn kind of esque card in 1. And I only run 1 because it's really only needed at 1. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that one. 2 Super Poly. Because Zombie World, I get to make mine Necrofear. I'm a Nether Soul Dragon. 3 Called by the Graves, because hand traps hurt like a bitch. Hand traps hurt like a bitch. Foolish Burial, it's a zombie deck, you want your stuff in the graveyard. Burial from a Different Dimension, it's mainly for your Mizukis to bring them back, or like your Retainer, Familiar if you really need to. 1 for 1. Gets out either Glow Up Bloom or Retainer, depending on the situation, and being able to discard a Mizuki from my hand that I seem to always hard draw into. Too helpful. 1 Monster Reborn. I don't think I have to explain Monster Reborn to a single soul on this planet, and if I do, well, just Google the card and you'll understand. 2 Vampire Domination. It is still a counter trap. It is still very good. Going into Vampire Sucker is very easy, seeing as how your entire deck is zombies. If you can't get it off, well, see a doctor. 1 Vampire Awakening. Special summoning off Sheridan during your opponent's turn to bring out a Fraulein so they get scared to attack. Yeah, you lose your Scourge, but not Sheridan. Sheridan's an extra deck monster. I mean to say Scourge. I'm sorry, everybody. But no, bringing off Scourge to bring out one of your zombie vampire monsters is way too helpful, and it's only 1,000 life points, so worst case scenario, you get Ashed. Or Valor. Probably Valor. And then 3 Revelry Warlords. Are you really running a zombie deck if you're not running Revelry Warlords? The question is, yes, you can. You easily can. I just keep it in here because it's way too funny to lock down my opponent while I sit there and just keep railing on them. Yes, Max, I see you behind me. And on to the extra deck. I'm running 2 Nether Soul. Like I said, Todd has the second one. I don't have it on me right now, and he doesn't have it on him right now. Exciton Knight. You know, sometimes if the board is just too much and you can go into it, I've used it to nuke boards. It works decently enough, and I no longer run Black Rose Dragon, so that's kind of my stand-in. And, you know, sometimes I still do steal monsters in this deck and making them all level 6 that I steal from you, and then linking XYZing with them. Wow, English. Still a hard language. But it's also got some decent effects to just send stuff, and it's decent. It's worth running at 1. Omega, you can go into it really easy with the Uni-Zombie combos, along with Borreload Savage. And Beals. These 3 are pretty much in here because of the Uni-Zombie combos. You can get them through other means, but it depends on how you're working everything. Link Karibo, if you need to normal summon familiar to link Karibo into this, or put up a zombie world, normal summon your freaking Blow Up Bloom, and then go into this to bring out a Borreldrock. It's just a second option to continue your plays. Vampire Sucker. Your draw effect, you chain Borreldrock off it to banish cards on your opponent's field. It makes me very happy. Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn, because honestly, it just depends on the situation. These 2 are obviously really easy to go into. This one right here, honestly, I don't go into it very often, but it's always nice knowing I have it if I have to use it. 1 Boral Sword and 1 Boral Load. Because boss monsters are still boss monsters, and for some reason the Boral cards are still some of the better boss monsters in the extra deck that you can go into in any damn deck. So run them. That's all I gotta say. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about this deck. I'm trying to get some Zombie Masters, playtest them in here as well to see if they work. I'm kind of tempted to try out a Gazuki or 2, but it all depends on how things are working out with the deck, and, you know, space is always the problem. So that's all I got for today. If you have any comments, questions, well, leave it in the comments, but subscribe first. Have yourself a great day.